everyone, I'm Jamie Little. Welcome to Indy 500 Race Day. I know you can't be here today and we are as sad as you are, but the good news is we're here to take you behind the scenes and show you everything that's happening leading up to the 104th running of the Indy 500. It's all about Andretti Autosport today.
Yeah, these last 5 months have been totally crazy, not only for us, but the world, obviously, and we're just all trying to get our way through it.
I think August is what we're going with. This August is definitely a bit surreal.
Just the knowledge of the fact that you're gonna go into the race without the best part of the race.
I'm not one to play victim, I feel like everybody's going through some sort of just change and craziness.
Weirdest thing was probably showing up to St. Pete and then being told you're not going to race the day before you're supposed to race.
For me, the way I am, I'm such a hermit when I'm home and I have off time that I don't know if somebody didn't tell me we were in a pandemic, I'm not sure I'd know. I don't leave my house when I'm home anyway.
This year, it's just been so stop and go so many times that it's been very difficult to feel that rhythm of a natural racing season.
I mean, we're just waiting, we're stopping, we're going, we're receiving new protocols daily on what race is going to happen, what isn't.
And I don't say this selfishly, I truly mean it. I almost want the guy that wins to be someone that's already won before.
We're not going to get the opportunity to walk over pit wall on race morning during driver intros and see the entire front straight just alive with people.
Because you don't want someone to win this for the first time and not be able to experience kind of the energy that exists in this place that's unmatched anywhere on the planet.
And just the uncertainty of it all. What you can, what you can't do. Is it okay to go to the grocery store? I mean, everybody's faced it. It's unprecedented for sure.
But yeah, professionally, it's changed a lot, and it's one of those where we're pretty thankful to have Roger having been just taken over. Probably not an ideal time for him as a businessman, but his heart's in the right place, and he might have saved this sport.
The drivers amongst us, we were talking that we were so thankful that even though we're going through this very tough time, that Roger's the one guiding the ship.
I keep telling him, bad for you, Roger, but good for us.
Those parade laps at the start of the race, it's the first time that we go around and see all four corners not just as, metal grandstands. They are vibrant and moving and living almost.
Coming out through the tunnel and seeing nobody instead of 300,000 people.
We're paid as entertainers, so without the fans, it's definitely strange, and we're hoping that they support us on TV so we can keep doing this for them.
I'm Michael Andretti, and this is my hot sauce.
Yes, you heard it, folks. You asked, and now it's here. Michael Andretti's pole position hot sauce.
Don't forget the heat.
It smells like crap.
Smells like crap? Wait till you taste it.
This hot sauce goes great on anything.
Really, Michael?
No, I'm serious. Anything.
Anything, 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 anything. Feed it to your pets. Look how much this dog loves it.
You put it in your car.
It's just like gasoline, except you put it on food. Zach Beach isn't scared. So why are you?
You can brush your teeth with it.
Toothpaste is for losers. Wow, Alex. That would be gross if it wasn't so f***ing awesome. Spice up that boring engineering meeting.
Don't forget the heat.
What the hell, Mike? This is my debrief sheet.
You're gonna need more downforce now because it's hot out.
Buy this sauce or I will kick your ass.
He will. Just ask Sam Hornish's dad. Whoa! An ass kicking from a legend? Sign me up.
But wait, there's more.
Order now to win a chance to stay all night in Michael's Motor Coach.
Please?
Limited supply. Call now. Operators are standing by. Michael Andretti's pole position hot sauce is not a real product. This is a parody in no way affiliated with Michael Andretti, Andretti Autosport, Andretti Autosport Holding Company, the Andretti family, or any of its affiliates, sponsors, friends, relatives, or pets. You should never put hot sauce in your hair or in your car without first consulting a doctor or a mechanic. Side effects include cheering for Team Penske, watching NASCAR, and male pattern baldness. No animals were harmed during the filming of this commercial.
AutoNation's Fast Start sales event is going on now, so get here fast. maybe not this fast.
Right now, save on new cars and trucks with 0% financing for 84 months or no payments for 120 days. Hurry to the AutoNation store near you.
So, can I drive your car?
Well, welcome back. I am now joined by the chairman and CEO of Andretti Autosport, Mr. Michael Andretti. Good morning. Happy
morning.
race day.
Yeah, we're excited. You know, we got I think a lot of good bullets in our gun here, and we've got a good shot.
Well, you know, when they talk about the race, they're saying it may be difficult to pass, but good thing for you guys. You got 5 out of your 6 cars starting in the top 10. How important was qualifying for you?
I think it's going to be more important than some other years because track position is going to be key. So I think it's going to come down to execution, not making mistakes, getting good, consistent pit stops. And I think if we do that, I think we have cars fast enough to stay in the up front.
It was a huge day on pole day. Marco Andretti, your son, gets the pole for the biggest race for you guys. I watched you from above run up and give him a hug. There was so much media and so many people down there at that moment. What was it like for you to see that?
No, it was amazing. You know, I got to say, you know, building up to it, you know, we had 4 cars, right? You know, the last 4 cars we were to go, and the first 3 did not do very well. You know, they think they got a little bit too aggressive with their setups and for the conditions. And you know, at that point, I didn't have much hope that Marco's we thought was going to be doing the same. But you know, they did a great job. They stuck to their guns. They didn't change the car from the day before, and it was just enough to get the job done. But I gotta say, coming off of turn 4, I saw he was like 300 still ahead. I'm like, are they gonna be able to keep it down the front straightaway? And he did. That was so awesome. You know, I was so proud of him because he really drove the heck out of it the last 2 laps. I mean, the car was like really loose, and he was still kept his foot in, hanging on, and you know, job well done to all of them on the 98 car.
Yeah, and they were the fastest car leading up to it. So a lot of us thought, you know, it's his to lose, but mentally, he just seems like he is so focused. Like he knows this is his chance, and he's tried many times, but what do you tell him as a dad, Michael, before the race? Anything, any advice?
I'm not telling him anything. I'm just letting him do his thing. You know, he knows what he needs to do. He's been there many times. He's run very well at this race. Should probably have 3 wins by now. I mean, he's led more laps than a lot of winners of this race, and so he knows what he needs to do, and I'm not going to bother him. Just let him do his thing.
So something really cool is happening. It's an all Andretti front row. In a way, you and your dad are going to be leading the field. The news came out on Friday, and then Marco's starting the field right behind you. First off, I'm thinking of you as a passenger to Mario.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to like that. In fact, we may fight about it, who's going to drive, you know, right up until the last minute there. But no, that's really cool. You know, Roger called me the other day and asked if I'd do it, and I was honored to do it. You know, I think it's great. You know, it's a great story, and you know, so proud of what we've all done here as a family, and I think it's great.
The history runs deep, and Marco said something that I thought was fantastic. He said, maybe since we're racing here in the month of August, there's no such thing as an Andretti curse.
Maybe, I don't know. You know, I don't know if I believe in curses, but there's always been something hanging over our heads, and that may be a good point. You know, hopefully, you know, if that happens, we got to talk to Roger if he can at least move it to June.
Negotiate with him a little bit. And, you know, no bones about it. There's no fans here. It's going to be very different. This is the largest sporting event in the world, and for the first time, there are no fans. How have you guys been just dealing with the ambiance and it being so different?
It's very strange, very, very, very strange, you know, and I know race day is going to be really strange because one of the magic moments, I think, is like that last half hour building up to the race when you're out on the grid and all the people are right there real close to you, and you can literally feel the energy, and you're going to really miss that energy because it's not going to be there. But you know, but at least we're racing. That's the main thing. You know, we're racing, and you know, we'll get through this and hopefully put on a good show for everybody on TV, and then we'll have hopefully 300,000 people back here next May.
Absolutely. What's it been like for you, Michael, in these crazy times for everyone, but to be a race team owner and you have so much going on and the sponsors and all of that, how have you guys been able to just stay afloat and get back to the racetrack?
It's been a tough time, you know, but you know, we'll get through it. You know, we have great people and great minds within the team that will figure out a way to get through it. We have great partners, a lot of great sponsors that have been with us a long time that are, you know, supporting us, and you know, we'll make it through it. But it's been really, really strange. And I'm sure we're not the only ones. I think the whole world's in a very strange moment right now, and hopefully we get through this quickly.
Well, thankfully we have racing and people can watch this race, and it is going to be a great celebration. And there is one thing that's different this year. Your cousin John Andretti lost his battle with cancer this year. What did he mean to you and this track and this race?
Well, John was one of my best friends. He just, you know, ever since we were kids, you know, we always were together, and you know, it was a huge loss. And I sort of have a feeling John may have something to do with what's been going on here as well. You know, I know he loved this place, and you know, he loved Marco, and I could see he was probably pushing him down the straightaway those last couple inches there.
He knew his way around this place.
Oh yeah.
So when it comes to trying to win this race today, what's it going to take? Because it is a little different now with the aero screen.
Track position again, you know, it's going to take trying to keep that track position, staying out front, being in the top 3, and again, good consistent pit stops. They don't have to be the fastest, but they just got to be no mistakes. And if you do that, I think we do have cars, I think, quick enough to win the race, but we still, as a team, have to execute.
Yeah, well, 6 cars in the field. I don't know how you're managing it all. You've won this race as an owner multiple times, but how different would it be if your son Marco went to victory lane?
It might be the first time I've cried in like forever, you know. I mean, it would be a very emotional moment, you know, and I think it'd be so amazing for us, but I think it'd be great for the sport as well, and you know, I think him winning the pole has been a great story, and I can't even imagine what it'd be if he won the race.
Well, and Andretti is a beloved name around here. A lot of people will be rooting for you guys, so best of luck.
Thank you.
All right. That's Michael Andretti. He has a busy day ahead, and we have plenty more to come. Stay tuned after a word from our sponsors.
John had a really positive outlook. He believed he was going to beat it. He was strong, and he believed there was nothing he couldn't beat.
He kept his life very simple. It was very much, it was really a kind of 4 pillars. You know, we always went to church. He loved his family, my mom, my sisters, me obviously. The philanthropic effort, you know, with Race for Riley and then checking for Andretti, and then racing. So those were really the 4 things he built his life on.
He always went above and beyond. It didn't matter what he was doing. And to him, the whole purpose of life was to give back, was to persevere, was to show hard work, was to be hardworking, was to show that you were 100% committed into everything.
He always used to tell me, you don't have to be the smartest or the fastest or the strongest necessarily to be successful, you just have to work the hardest.
The first thing that comes to mind is his commitment. He was always, a lot of people talk about how he was always committed to racing, but for me as his daughter, I think about how committed he was as a father.
We'll keep trying, we'll keep fighting. He never gave up.
I honestly, I was worried, but he was so confident he was going to beat it. It never went through his mind that we would ever get to this point.
There was an event at my school that was a day in the life of a medical student, and he came and spent the whole day with me. He took a medical school test and all this kind of stuff, and he wasn't feeling well, and he made all that happen. And on top of that, he was advocating for Check It for Andretti, still doing Race for Riley. So he's just one of those guys that he gives 100% to everything he does.
One of the stories that he told me was when he won at Daytona, you know, he had a really good car, and he was very excited about the next day. So I was in the motorhome the night before, and I was young. I was like 5 or 6 years old, and he goes, who's gonna beat Dale Earnhardt tomorrow? And I was like, who? And he goes, your dad. And he goes, you're gonna beat Jeff Gordon tomorrow. I was like, who? And he goes, your dad.
He was a no excuses kind of guy, and he always thought about others before himself. Always, always, always.
It was a heavy burden for all of us to bear, and we would do it all over again. But it's an impact on the entire family that you need to think about. You could just get a colonoscopy, and then you would know, right?
I think the big thing is Dad's doctor told him, you're healthy, you're fine. You don't need to get a colonoscopy at 51 and 52 and 53. And I think when you have a doctor that tells you that, you need to go get a new doctor.
You know, do you want to take that chance, or do you want to just go get a colonoscopy?
Early detection is extremely important. Ever since Dad was diagnosed, that's something he was always really passionate about, is getting people in to schedule their colonoscopies.
You need to go get a colonoscopy because it's not about you. It's about your family and the people that are around you and the people that care about you.
Hey, this is Alex. Sorry I missed your call. Leave me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Hey Alex, it's me. I really need an oil change, and Napa is having a great sale on Castrol Edge this month, so I bought some and left it on the counter. If you could change it for me, that'd be a big help. You know how to change oil, right? Surely you do. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Hey guys.
We got this, bud.
In both racing and investing, winning demands consistency. Lap after lap after lap. Gainbridge offers intuitive annuity products within an innovative digital platform to help you protect and grow your money, empowering you to save with confidence. Gainbridge, proud sponsor of the Indianapolis 500.
You know, the relationship with Genesis was just one of those incredibly kind of fortuitous, timing is everything opportunities. They've been just such an incredible partner up to this point. They have committed and really jumped in with both feet. They were the entitlement sponsor in the race in Texas. They've bought a ton of advertising, whether it's at the airport here in Indy or billboards around town. There's going to be commercials during the race here for the 500. So they've really done it right. And to be able to work with a partner that understands the best way to do it and to activate like that is really a dream come true for myself and everybody at Andretti Autosport.
The keys to winning the Indianapolis 500 are clearly to have a good setup, but it's also strategy from start to finish. Now, we've seen Andretti Autosport go to victory lane 5 different times over the years, and they've done it different ways. Back in 2014 with Ryan Hunter-Reay, he was on the gas with Helio Castroneves all the way to the finish. Then in 2016, here you had the rookie, Alexander Rossi. He pulled off the win by cruising to the finish because he was best at saving fuel. It's all about different strategies and who has the best one. So now let's hear from the guys who have that thinking behind them to see what the keys are in their eyes today.
One of the keys to race strategy is not to get too fixated upon one strategy.
When you have that many cars and personalities and drivers and different feedback, right? Like one guy's loose might be another guy's normal.
You do your best to plan and try and come up with all the hypotheticals.
We kind of calibrate that the first day, where everybody runs kind of an agreed upon package on all the cars set up the same.
Clearly you had your game plan going in, but it rarely sticks to that to a T.
And we can compare notes, compare data, compare cars, compare engines, compare everything.
Some days you're not going to get it right, but if you don't follow the process and all have that trust in each other, all those days where you are going to get it right are not going to happen.
It is something that you absolutely improvise and adapt on the fly that changes lap by lap.
And then from there, we start branching out.
Now there's so much information to us available over telemetry that pretty much by halfway through each stint, we have a pretty good read on what the car is doing.
All the engineers are on a chat group during the whole session, right? So you get pretty quick feedback.
And everything from fuel mixture to the fuel mileage you're getting to how the car's handling.
Right, so we're watching how much throttle they're carrying, how close to cars they can follow.
And everyone needs keen observation to note what your competitors are doing.
Decisions that we make in what we're going to do in the pit are generally where we can't help him control what he needs to control.
You're trying to keep the driver as confident as possible, as comfortable as possible, keep the tires under the car for the whole fuel load.
For the most part, our philosophy is, particularly under a yellow flag stop, is try to not make wing changes because they're going to cost time in the pits and that's going to cost us track position.
I mean, that's what you're going for really, is to be able to follow really close and be able to get a run and line up a pass.
The easiest one to do, because it's the least time consuming in terms of trying to minimize the time for a pit stop, is to play with tire pressure.
It's a really interesting and it's an intense time that you're running on there. You feel so mentally drained at the end of a race because of all those factors that you're trying to process. It's pretty intense.
DHL has been absolutely fundamental to this team, my career, and so much more. That 28 DHL yellow and red has become one of those iconic liveries. I think we're on 11 years now of that consistency and running up at the front. Great partners, like family. Yeah, I look forward to celebrating with them again in Victory Lane.
We're here because a meal gap that has negatively impacted our state for decades is simply not acceptable.
We are out here to make sure no one runs on empty.
No one should live without the basic building blocks of health. Chief among them is food. And we are announcing a $1 million matching grant to the No One Runs on Empty campaign.
You too can follow Anthem's lead by donating at gleaners.org/no-one-runs-on-empty.
The last time an Andretti was on the pole for the Indianapolis 500, Marco was only 2 months old. That was back in 1987 when his grandfather, Mario Andretti, led the field to green. Well, that all changed 1 week ago when Marco and the U.S. Concrete team took it to the top. He is sitting on the pole for the 104th running of the Indianapolis 500. Let's now take a look back at that historic day.
First memory of Indy is the old Speedway Motel. You know, I think playing up there in the balcony, trying to get my lap times down around the hotel, listening to Carnegie, watching closed circuit, watching 4 of my family members at one time, and trying to sneak into the pits illegally.
His father, Michael, never started on the pole position at the Indy 500. His grandfather, Mario, did some 33 years ago. Could Marco create a special piece of Andretti Indy 500 history here today?
This is one place where there's one position that matters. 500 miles is a long time. And the first 2/3 is about putting yourself in the position to be there in the shootout at the end.
Hornish closing one more time. Coming out of 4. Down the front stretch. It's a drag race. Marco Andretti. Hornish. Who's going to win? At the stripe. It's Hornish. Hornish wins by 6/100ths of a second.
It's a bummer. I got to take advantage of every shot out here. I really do, because second's nothing. Yeah, I think why you saw me so mad is, and I got criticized for it as a rookie. You know, it was a great day as a rookie, but I was so mad because I knew what I just missed out on, and I knew that it's possible that I'm sitting here talking to you 15 years from then, and I haven't won it. You know, so I knew how close I was. And I knew they don't grow on trees, those type of opportunities, you know, where you catch the right yellow, the right restart, you have new tires, and you know, you're racing your dad for the lead. I mean, it was almost a fairy tale ending.
By the time this day is done, the field for the 104th running of the Indianapolis 500, presented by Gainbridge, will be set. Welcome to the world's greatest race course. Today will be the Fast 9 shootout. Question is, does anyone have anything for Marco Andretti?
It's a stressful day because you have to get it, you know, just right from lap 1 to 4. You have to make sure to fall off, make sure you're not having to lift the last lap. So it's about picking the right downforce nailing the conditions.
The wind is brisk. It's got a heavy tailwind down this front straightaway, which meaning a headwind down the back.
There's so much stuff you can't control that day, you know. So I think if you can just get that out of your mind and just go drive, it helps.
I mean, they were talking about dominating the front row, and they're going to rely on Marco Andretti to have a car on the front row.
Yeah, that's right. There's no car on the front row, which is a surprise when you had the fastest 4 times of yesterday.
Fascinating run about to unfold before our very eyes. Marco Andretti into turn number 1.
234 miles an hour, so he's matched Scott Dixon down the back straightaway.
Right now, there's not an Andretti car in the front row, so it's we're gonna have a lot of homework to do tonight and this afternoon to try and understand why that's the case.
74 starts for the Andretti family at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 3 poles that all belong to Mario. Can his grandson Marco Andretti now duplicate that feat?
Bring it home. Come on, Marco. He is right there with Scott Dixon. It is level on time and speed right now.
2:31, 4:85, the 2-lap average after lap number 3. White flag in the air, still fast enough. 231.247 at 3-lap average.
He's gonna miss it. He's gonna miss it. Final turn coming up. There has not been an Andretti on the pole position at Indy for 33 years. Can Marco do it? The yard of bricks is waiting. What does it say?
Checkered flag, checkered flag.
Marco Andretti is on the pole position.
Do it, baby, you're on the pole.
He's done something that guy there, his father Michael, was never able to do.
Marco Andretti is the pole sitter for the 104th Indianapolis 500.
Pole, buddy.
I think this was huge for our family. You know, I think it's kind of cool personally to have done something my dad didn't do.
3 and 4 was sketchy. We needed this.
Right? So that feels cool.
What do you think of the job your son just did?
Fantastic. I mean, it was unbelievable. The car was just so loose, and he didn't take his foot off the throttle, and he drove the hell out of it. You know, after the first 3 guys went, I'm like, we have no shot, and but he kept it in there. He did a hell of a job.
So I'm really happy for Marco. You know, they've had a solid month, you know, and he deserves this. You know, I know what this place means to his family and him especially, and it's good to see him, I think, even under this pressure to make it, you know, work.
It almost feels like a victory. The 33-year thing is awesome. Like, the last pole for our family here I was 2 months old. This month of August has gone almost like a fairy tale, and I'm not even gonna look back. I'm gonna try to steamroll it and keep the momentum going and try to win the race.
Marco Andretti, Davey, a fascinating 2 days unfolded here for qualifying for the 104th 500.
With that, race time is here. The 104th running of the Indianapolis 500 is about to get underway. We'd like to say good luck to all 6 Andretti Autosport drivers as they try to make history and end their day in victory lane. Once again, I'm Jamie Little. Thank you so much for joining us today and for being part of this special occasion.